my channel. My name is Marina from Marina Art Design, and in this video I'm going to talk about my cluster sums hunt puzzle generator. It is a nice little puzzle generator that creates puzzles such as the one you see on your screen. So what is the core concept of this puzzle is that you actually have a sum. It can be on the left side, it can be on the right side, so you can control the placement of the sum. And then you have a cluster. A cluster is a collection of numbers. It can be 2 by 2, so you have 4 numbers, or it can be 3 by 3, then you have 9 numbers. And then you have 1, 2, 3 or more clusters. Of course, you need to have minimum 2, and then you can have up to 6 of these clusters. I believe here you see you have 3 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's minimum 2, maximum 6. And what we have here is that one of these clusters has 3 numbers, and when you add them up, it gives this total target sum. So that's the goal. We need to find which one of these, so either this one, or this one, has 3 numbers, and only those 3 numbers combined are going to give this as a sum. So this would be solution for this puzzle. So this is one puzzle. So you can choose to export just one puzzle. So that would be this one. This would be your one image. Or you can choose to have multiple on the same page. Then you're going to get multiples like this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 3 clusters. So this is 6 puzzles per page with 3 individual clusters per puzzle. This is the solution. You can also control everything, like you can control the font size, the outline thickness, the shading of solution, everything, absolutely everything is under your control. But this is what you get with the default setting. This is how the puzzle is going to look like if you just click generate. So this is the default setting. So when it comes to 2 by 2, you need to find 3 numbers. When it comes to 3 by 3, you need to find 5 numbers. So 5 numbers, so any 5 numbers here, any 5 numbers here, and only in one of these clusters, 5 numbers are going to give total of 466. So no 5 numbers in any combination from here, it's going to give this sum. So that's the logic of the puzzle. So when it comes to control, let me just show you. So here you control the minimum and maximum of the total sum. So that is this number here. And you also control, are you going to have cluster 2 by 2 or 3 by 3? So if you select 2 by 2, that means the 3 cells inside the total sum is the target sum. And if you select 3 by 3, that means the 5 numbers inside that 3 by 3 grid, or from the 9 numbers, they are giving the target sum. You can choose how many clusters per puzzle. By default is 3, minimum is 2, because obviously you need to have one that is correct, one that is wrong, and then maximum is 6 in a straight horizontal line. And then you have this section here, but I'm going to show you how this section and what this section is doing on this image. So first you have the control how big this box is going to be. This is not something that you need to change, but if you want to, I just gave it as an option. I'm not sure why anybody would change that, but if you want, you can change this. And these two are important. This is how big the separation between each clusters are going to be. So that is horizontal gap between the clusters. And then you have vertical gap between the puzzles. That is distance between each individual puzzle. And this is only going to be valid if you are exporting multiple puzzles on the same page, on the same image. Here you see it says total number of puzzles. So if I type 24 here, and if I type puzzles per page 6, I have 6 puzzles. So these are my 6 puzzles on one page. So if I said that the total number of puzzles is 24 and I want 6 puzzles per page, that means I'm going to get how many pages? 4. So I'm going to get 4 pages, and each of the pages is going to have 6 puzzles. So the total number of puzzles is going to be 24. Just keep that in mind, that if you want to have just one image to have one puzzle, you need to set this number as 1. So if I lower this to 1 and total number of puzzles is 24, I'm going to get 24 images. If I put here 6, I'm going to get 4 images, and each of those 4 images is going to have 6 puzzles. Here you control, is this total sum going to be on the left or on the right? And then you can control the font, so which font is going to be used, and you have all the fonts that you have installed on your computer. You can use any of the fonts if they are formatted properly. If you do not see some fonts on the list, that means that the font file was not created properly. This is not your fault. This is just how things work. Sometimes the font files can be tricky. If the font is a little bit funky, for example, it's wider or narrower or taller or something like that, I'm giving you full control over horizontal offset and vertical offset. So this moves the number inside the cell a little bit to the left, to the right, or up and down. Here you can control the color of the background of the puzzle cell, and shading. It is by default white and gray, so white puzzle cell and gray for solution shading. You can export in 2 folders, so puzzle folder or solution folder, or you can use same folder for both files. You have prefix. Prefix is what the program is going to add to the name. So it's going to be prefix puzzle then number, or prefix solution then number. That is the prefix if you want to name your files, depending on what book you are creating. And if you are creating multiple puzzles in the same session, so for example, you created 10 puzzles and now you want to work again and you do not want to change the name, that means you need to type here 11, because that's the last number puzzle generator used. So it created images from 1 to 10 images, and now the next index number must be 11. So that's the number of the file that is going to be added at the end of the name of the file. And that's it. If you have Inkscape, it's going to flatten your SVG files, so you can use SVG, or you can export SVG and PNG together, or you can use just PNG, and PNGs are always going to be in 300 dpi. So that is standard for printing. It's going to be 300 dpi. And that's it. Nice little tiny program. I believe this is not something that you would actually create entire puzzle book with just these puzzles. This is just interesting activity sheets, activity pages for homeschooling, or something that you can sell on TPT or on Etsy, or include this inside your book as a part of the global set of activities a child or even adult can do. So that's it. If you have any questions, ask me down below. As everything, this is available in my Gumroad store. So that's marinaartdesign.gumroad.com. The link is down below in the description. And until the next video, I shall see you down below in the comments. Bye everybody, stay safe.